sometimes when we look at this, it can be so complicated. I don't know where to start. There's so many things to learn. I don't even know how to meditate, and I don't know about consciousness and spirituality. It's like, and they look at it as this really big mountain. They look at it as like, it's like, we're going to go, we're going to now talk about rocket scientists, let's talk about how to go and build I don't know where to start. What they do first is they become more present, right? They stop forcing. They learn how to connect to themselves and learn how to feel. And once they learn how to feel, they can start to feel better. They let go of the uncomfortable feelings. That's it. Then from there, they go and do the things that they're pursuing in their life. Maybe those things will be exactly the same, but the way that they do it will be a little bit different. They don't feel as stressful when they're doing it. They don't feel the amount of pressure that they felt like before. Maybe they're not as aggressive in it. Maybe they're not forcing things to happen. They also may notice that they're a little more creative. Maybe they also are open to other possibilities to accomplishing the same thing. Or maybe they end up realizing that what they're actually doing, they don't care to do it. Once they don't care to prove themselves, once they don't care to go after what everybody else wants, and they take a step back and they start to connect to what they really want, maybe they realize what they're doing right now is not the right path, and then they switch paths. So it's different for each person. But the primary thing is to first connect to themselves. And all it really is, sometimes when we look at this, it can be so complicated. I don't know where to start. There's so many things to learn. I don't even know how to meditate, and I don't know about consciousness and spirituality. It's like, and they look at it as this really big mountain. They look at it as like, it's like, we're going to go, we're going to now talk about rocket scientists, let's talk about how to go and build I don't know where to start. But then if we just make it really simple and we just go, it's really just about learning how to feel within ourselves, learning how to feel ourselves and being present. That's it. That's the basis of all of it. Everything else is just bonus. If I didn't care about building a strong body, I didn't care about maintaining a decent physique, I didn't have to go and include that in flow training. I could have just went ahead and meditated. Yeah, it would have took a little longer to meditate, but eventually I would have got good and I would have just been able to sit and meditate and everything would have been fine. It's really about just being present. Because in a state of presence, that's where we can experience peace, and that's where all the problems don't exist. Because most of the problems, all problems are in our head. Once we get out of our mind, we only have situations that are happening in front of us. There's something that's happening that we need to do something about, but we don't label it as a problem. In our head, we label it as a problem. And then now when we label it as a problem, there's this opinion about it. There's judgment about what's happening. Like if, let's say, we break a piece of glass over the ground. What's happening right now, what is just that there's glass on the ground. And so obviously the next step is grab a broom and let's sweep it up. And then that's it. But now if we were to look at the same situation and we label it as a problem, now we may go and start thinking, we don't stay in the present, we go into the future. We can go, well, how do we prevent this from happening again? How do I go ahead and who can I blame for this? And what if we don't clean up every piece of glass? And what if I prick my feet? And all this time that we're going to take to go and clean up this glass, we could be doing something, and then just escalates and escalates. But the obvious thing to do, because doesn't matter if we think about all that, the still obvious thing to do is exactly the same. We just need to clean it up. But our mind makes up everything else. And so when we start to practice on being present, we start to eliminate all of the problems that we have in our lives. And now we start to experience more peace in our lives.